In the Privacy History card, I've talked about the events that led up to the Boston Massacre. Here we will go into more details on the trials that took place after the event of 1770. Here is the Boston Massacre trials from Story of America cards, The Revolution. The Boston Massacre trials are part of the aftermath to what happened on March 5, 1770, and where John Adams and Josiah Quincy defended the British soldiers charged in the incident. I think I can skip the rest for the section and let the card explain the rest. As you should already know, I have some of the information about the Boston Massacre in a video on the Boston Massacre that explains more. Go check it out if you're interested. On March 5, 1770, Captain Thomas Person and 8 members of his British regiment stationed in Boston, Massachusetts, fired into a crowd of angry citizens, killing 5 men. Person and his men were defended in the ensuing trials by prominent American lawyers, John Adams and Josiah Quincy. Many historians have since questioned how and why these 2 men came to defend such unpopular figures. Adams later claimed it was because he and Quincy were the only lawyers in Boston who would willingly handle the case. Other evidence suggests that Samuel Adams, John's cousin, a leader of the Radical Sons of Liberty group, had arranged the defense. After all, with Boston's 2 most able and honest lawyers arguing in behalf of the accused, no one could claim the 2 trials, one for Person and the other for his men, had been unfairly handled. The prosecutors arranged the trials Robert Tree Payne and Samuel Quincy, Josiah's brother. Well, the drama is starting. Captain Person's trial did not commence until September 7th, by which time Paul Revere's widely disputed engraving showing peaceful citizens being shot down on the street by British soldiers had become firmly fixed in the public minds. Person was therefore more difficult to defend, especially when several witnesses testified they had heard Person give the order to fire. Too many discrepancies in these eyewitness accounts arose, however, and Person was acquitted. Adams and Quincy began the second trial of the soldiers by excluding from the jury anyone who lived in Boston. This eliminated persons who might sympathize with the street mob and feel persuaded into returning a verdict of guilty. More witnesses shown that the crowd had been standing orderly and making no outcry just prior to the incident. Finally, Quincy addressed the jurors with an emotional appeal designed to stir their consciousness, break down their prejudices, and open their minds to the facts. Adams followed by painting for jurors a vivid picture of how the crowd had provoked the attack by soldiers. Which, when reading the history, you can see that this massacre could have actually been avoided if the soldiers were not provoked. Say what you want, but I'm actually going to be agreeing with John Adams on this. But back to the card. 6 of the British soldiers were acquitted and the other 2 were found guilty of manslaughter. These 2 pleaded an ancient English legal device known as a benefit of clergy, which required merely that they read or recite from memory a biblical verse and that they be branded on the thumb. I don't really have a bonus entry for this one, but I'll recommend the video and script if you're reading this on Wattpad, because I share the script on there, talking about the Boston Massacre if you wish to have more details. Anyhow, that's all, and bye. See you next time.